Spiritual stories only exist in Vietnam.
Every cashew dish has a story behind it. Chicken porridge, a dish only found in Vietnam. Today, let's join Only Vietnam channel to learn about chicken porridge, and the secret to cooking this wonderfully delicious porridge.
Chicken porridge is a delicious dish and contains many nutrients for the body. The tender, rich pieces of chicken blend with the rich and fatty egg slices, along with herbs, roasted sesame and fried onions, truly stimulating the taste buds. Scoop the still hot porridge into a bowl, sprinkle on a little green onion, a little pepper or chili, to spread the spicy flavor. So you have a meal full of energy and very light on your stomach. So where did chicken porridge originate from, and when? Let's find out. The origin of chicken porridge is related to the history of poultry domestication, stretching back 7,000 to 10,000 years ago, perhaps taking place in ancient India, or Southeast Asia. In Europe and North America, people often cook chicken soup with onions, carrots, leeks, and celery, then cool the soup, and reheat it after each use. Chicken porridge or chicken soup is a dish made from chicken, simmered with water and many other spices, creating an attractive dish. Initially, people put rice in the pot, add a little salt, pepper and cilantro to have a simple but delicious meal. Nowadays, with the constant creativity in cuisine, people use more ingredients and spices for the dish, making it increasingly popular. Chicken soup has been modified in Vietnam to suit the eating culture and available natural ingredients. Vietnamese people have been associated with wet rice civilization for many generations. Rice grains are soaked in the sweat of farmers and grow. Going through many processes of stabbing, grinding, and sifting, they become white rice grains, are lightly roasted until fragrant, then put in a pot with water, cooked until tender. Then catch the chicken from the garden, clean it, cut it into bite-sized pieces and put it in the pot to cook with. Ladle the porridge into a bowl, pluck a few herbs from the garden, chop them and sprinkle them on top to spread the rich aroma. Add a little pepper, mix well and you can enjoy.
Now, please listen to a short story before going to the instructions for cooking chicken porridge. Story: Chicken porridge on the morning of the first day of the new year.
Now that I think about it, my family always eats chicken porridge on the morning of the first day. There's no special reason at all. On New Year's Eve night, my mother made chicken, made New Year's Eve offerings, stored it, and in the morning cooked porridge for the whole family to eat. It's been like that year after year, from when I was poor until today. So a rustic dish like chicken porridge reminds me more of the New Year than other dishes with strong New Year flavors. I love the atmosphere on the first morning of the New Year at my house. My mother got up early to light a glowing charcoal stove and put on a kettle, like every other morning in her life. My father dressed neatly, stood and burned incense in front of the ancestral altar. His attitude was respectful and solemn. My sister happily pulled out the cardboard box of candy from the cupboard and opened it, preparing to serve it to guests. Mom bought candies a week before, but didn't let us taste any, waiting until the first day to open them. That's how children like New Year, to be able to eat candy to their heart's content. When I climbed out of bed, the scent of incense swirled around my nose. A feeling of warmth and peace rose in my heart. Behind the stove, a pot of chicken porridge is boiling. Mom urged me and my siblings to quickly wash our faces and brush our teeth so we could have breakfast. Cooking chicken porridge is extremely simple. Mom sautéed shallots, added chopped chicken, stirred briefly, then poured in water to simmer. Wash rice cleanly. Crack the green beans, soak them in hot water for about half an hour, then peel them. When the water in the pot boils, Mom adds green beans and rice. From time to time, my mother used a rice cooker to stir well, so that the rice wouldn't stick to the bottom of the pot. When the porridge was cooked, my mother seasoned it with spices and herbs. There is always a jar of chili powder and some fresh chili peppers on my family's dinner tray. Except for me, and the youngest child, who can't eat spicy food, everyone sprinkled red pepper on the whole bowl of porridge. My father chewed chili peppers calmly, like people chew cucumbers. The chili must be really spicy to enjoy it. Most people in the central region like spicy food. We sat around a pot of hot porridge. Mom carefully scooped porridge into bowls for each person. The younger they were, the more priority they had for the delicious pieces. When it was Mom and Dad's turn to bowl, there were only necks, wings, and bones. When I was little, I didn't care. When I grew up, I understood that parents always want the best things for their children, from little things like food and clothing. After breakfast, everyone dressed up in nice clothes and prepared to go out. Mom called my sisters and I to give them lucky money and wish them a happy new year. Our first days always happened that way. There were years of poverty. Storms and floods swept through villages, destroying houses. Rice crop fails. Mom sadly watched the jar of rice run out, worried that she would have to run to eat each meal by dawn. My older sister understood and told her younger siblings not to ask for new clothes and not to expect lucky money. Yet somehow, Mom still managed to give us a perfect new year. There are jams and candies. There are new clothes, although they are only cheap. And the first morning of the new year still starts with a pot of chicken porridge emitting smoke. It's as if the mother wants to say, no matter how hard life is, I will not deprive you of the joy of childhood. I celebrated the new year away from home a couple of times. When alone in a 12 square meter room. When at my husband's house with strange faces and voices. On the morning of the first day of the new year, when I opened my eyes, I thought I could smell the scent of incense, heard my mother calling me out to eat porridge, heard my sister cooing and praising how delicious a certain candy was. If you wake up late, be sorry, and I can't miss the bustling laughter of my children. The taste of chicken porridge on the morning of the first day of the new year is not the same as regular chicken porridge, even though the cooking method is exactly the same. That is the taste of happiness, of peaceful childhood years, of a beloved family. We remember a dish passionately not because it is good or bad, but because of the memories associated with that dish. As I always remember my mother's pot of chicken porridge on the first day of the new year with beautiful feelings in my heart.
Below, Only Vietnam channel will guide you to cook this delicious chicken porridge dish.
Ingredients for 4 servings. 200 grams of plain rice. Sticky rice 25 grams. 30 grams of ginger, chopped. 2 green onions, chopped. Chicken thighs 4 pieces. Salt, sugar, MSG, pepper. Doing. Put the chicken thighs in 1/3 teaspoon of salt into the pot. Boil until the meat is tender, then remove and drain. Remove the chicken bones, and tear the chicken into small strips. Put the pot on the stove. Put the rice in the pot. Pour the chicken broth into the pot. Cook over low heat until the rice is tender, about 1 hour. When the porridge has thickened, turn off the stove, add shredded chicken, ginger, green onions, 1 teaspoon of salt, sugar, MSG, and pepper into the pot, stir well. Scoop the porridge into a bowl and eat it right away while it's still hot. Uses of chicken porridge. Doctors have researched and confirmed that chicken porridge acts as a functional food, helping to improve health and prevent disease. Doctors carefully studied chicken porridge and discovered that it can relieve common cold symptoms. At the University of Nebraska, USA, researchers have proven that chicken porridge inhibits neutrophil proliferation, which is an anti-inflammatory property. Additionally, when you have a cold, hydration is very important, and chicken porridge can definitely provide you with good hydration. In addition to its anti-inflammatory effects, this dish also has the ability to limit the time the disease-causing virus is in contact with the nasal mucosa. In fact, research shows that protein from chicken porridge not only helps cure the common cold, but may also help fight high blood pressure.
It's amazing what this dish does for our health. What are you waiting for? Cook chicken porridge for everyone in your family to eat. Only Vietnam channel wishing you success and happiness in life. Remember to subscribe to the channel and turn on notifications.